I'm a little shocked to share with you that the situation on tax credits for 2023 Tesla models could be one of the wildest things that has happened in Tesla's long history. Is Tesla finally getting a federal tax credit? Is Elon Musk going to like the new plan the government is providing for only certain EVs? Let's find out. There's been a significant uproar expressing the disappointment from potential buyers of the Tesla Model Y, who patiently waited for 2023 to purchase their vehicle. They anticipated their qualification for the new $7,500 federal EV tax credit. The IRS has finally revealed the long-awaited list of participating cars. Tesla's famous SUV made it to the list. However, the most frequent five-seater models will not be. Elon Musk is upset that Tesla is not getting 2023 tax credits, and we know he isn't one to go down without a fight. Wait a minute, what happened along the line? Why is Model Y exempted? Will this affect the company's sales record of the vehicle? This is what I knew we must talk about in this video. The Inflation Reduction Act is the most crucial climate legislation in United States history. It contains $739 billion in funding for green electricity, cost savings via tax credits, pollution reductions, and environmental justice. When it was introduced, the government said, it would provide new access to tax credits, subsidies, and incentives to decrease air pollution. The EV tax credit is a non-refundable tax credit available to taxpayers who buy eligible plug-in electric or clean automobiles. The non-refundable credit varies from $2,500 to $7,500 for the tax year 2022. Taxes filed in 2023 and eligibility is based on the vehicle's weight, how many automobiles the manufacturer has sold, and if you own the car. The Inflation Reduction Act, or IRA, introduced many adjustments to the credit, most of which will go into effect in 2023 and continue until 2032. Among them are new production standards, income limitations, and extended automobile type eligibility. The new credit will provide a maximum credit of $7,500 for new EVs and up to $4,000 for used EVs, which is restricted to 30% of the transaction price. Companies that install EV chargers are eligible for a property tax rebate. The IRS will pay up to 30% of the cost of charging equipment procurement and installation, up to $100,000 per charger. According to experts, this new law will assist the United States in reducing emissions by 40% by 2030. Let's quickly point out that not all variants of Model Y were affected. 6 Model Y variants were also included on the list. They have all-wheel drive, long range, and performance variants in 5- and 7-seat configurations. According to the IRS's most recent standards, some Model Y variations may not qualify for the $7,500 federal EV tax credit. The 5-seat long-range hatchback version seems too pricey as a vehicle and is not designated as SUV. Therefore, it falls outside the existing criteria. However, this might change since the regulations will be completed in March 2023. On the other hand, EPA classifications place all Tesla Model Y variants into the compact SUV category. However, the IRS treats 5-seater and 7-seater versions differently for tax purposes, with the former as a car and the latter as an SUV. Now, here's the thing. The IRS classifies automobiles into 2 categories: vans, SUVs, and pickup trucks costing less than $80,000, and other vehicles costing less than $55,000. You might be thinking this is a perfect qualification for a new, cheaper Tesla Model Y, right? Wrong. Here is more. The car must have a 4-wheel drive or be rated at more than 6,000 pounds gross weight to qualify for the first category. It must also fulfill 4 of 5 additional requirements, including front and rear axle clearances of 18 centimeters or more, and a running license of at least 20 centimeters. And from what we gathered, no Model Y meets these specs. The IRS uses weight to assess whether a truck or SUV qualifies for some business deductions, but this is different here. If the IRS used those weight standards for clean vehicle tax incentive eligibility, numerous automobiles, including the Model Y, would fall short of the 6,000 gross vehicle weight rating required to be classified as an SUV. According to Tesla, the Model Y has a curb weight of around 4,403 pounds. Tesla does not sell an AWD vehicle Y in the United States. All the long-range and performance variants are AWD. Therefore, it's unclear which model the IRS is referring to. The 5- and 7-seat models are the same price, with the long-range version beginning at $65,990 before shipping and order taxes. Musk tweeted that the exclusion is messed up in response to a Tesla supporter comparing a qualifying plug-in hybrid Jeep to the Model Y. Another tweet to which Musk responded said that the Model Y is 238 pounds too light to be called an SUV. Penalized for making our SUV too light? That's strange, Musk wrote. It needs to be clarified what the IRS is doing to designate car classes for the tax break. Even manufacturers say it doesn't make sense. No one can explain how the IRS came up with this random list, said Sam Abdul-Samid, chief analyst at Guidehouse Insights. From their understanding, the car/SUV categorization should be based on the EPA certification classification. However, as we mentioned earlier, the IRS is not utilizing the EPA's data. The 7-seater Model Y now exceeds the statutory MSRP ceiling of $85,000, making it eligible for the tax credit. This 7-seat option adds $3,000 to the Model Y long-range price, but cannot presently be combined with Model Y performance trims, rendering them ineligible as well. There are more oddities on the IRS list of clean autos. Several variants of the Ford Mustang Mach-E, for example, are ineligible owing to a $55,000 limitation, although the slightly smaller Ford Escape plug-in hybrid has an $85,000 limit. Abdul-Samid also mentions that the Lincoln Corsair Grand Touring, which has the same platform as the Escape, is priced at $55,000 instead. Tesla and other manufacturers will have to make modifications to meet the new clean car standards, assuming they are implemented. It may be difficult for Tesla, mainly if the IRS relied on other statutory criteria, such as cars having a ground clearance of 20 millimeters or greater, to be classified as an SUV. Imagine if Tesla had to elevate the Model Y, add air suspension like the Model X, or make the vehicle heavier. However, Tesla could lower the price of its electric vehicle. Critics note that even more polluting hybrid cars, such as two Jeeps, the Audi Q5 e-Quattro, the BMW X5 xDrive 45e, and Ford's Escape PHEV, qualify for the tax incentives. However, if a person chooses a Jeep Wrangler with 56 mpge, 23 mpg once the battery is exhausted, over a Tesla Model Y with 122 mpge, the government needs to do more to minimize carbon emissions. The IRS has asked for public input on the topic, and Musk and other supporters are urging customers to voice their discontent to the IRS, soliciting feedback from other government agencies and the general public on its rules for implementing the Inflation Reduction Act. Please respond on this topic, Musk requested. Mesbahi quickly started a petition on change.org, which has gathered approximately 38,000 signatures. His petition, Fix the Inflation Reduction Act EV tax credit, is critical of the legislation's authors. He claims, at best, the IRS has shown a serious lack of care in accurately categorizing cars. At worst, it's corruption against Tesla to aid a dying legacy car industry by providing them EV tax credits for vehicles that aren't EVs. Taxpayers are currently financing outmoded technology in massive, inefficient gas car manufacturers rather than the future generation of the American economy. This is a blatant waste of public funds. He made this public through a post on Twitter via his verified account. I have created a petition to fix this specific, absolutely insane problem. Consider reading and signing. In addition, the Tesla community has organized on social media. They hope to pressurize IRS into re-examining Model Y and all of its variations' eligibility. The Inflation Reduction Act's heart is in the right place, Chief Analyst Carl Brower remarked. If there's one thing we've learned over the last several years, it's that America and much of the rest of the world has to become less reliant on China. If the government seeks to incentivize U.S. automobile manufacture and cut CO2 emissions, this law isn't helpful. The Model Y is only one of several EVs affected by the IRA. All automakers can and will eventually modify output depending on the IRA, but it will take years. Meanwhile, this law will make it more difficult to sell many of today's EVs. IRS claims that the tax benefits do not apply to automobiles bought in 2023. Purchases bought between August, when the law was announced, and December 2022 may also qualify for a tax credit. The Internal Revenue Service is accepting public comments on the Qualified Plug-in Electric Drive Motor Vehicle Credit. Americans have until February 28, 2023 to provide their feedback. I believe there's still hope, but do you? Make sure to let me know what you think will happen in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.